A Crafty Escape. Introduction. Dressing up as someone else can be fun. Now, imagine that your life depends on how well you play that part. Years ago, the craft did just that. They pretended to be different people to escape from slavery in the South. Born into slavery, William and Ellen Craft were Black Americans born into slavery. William was born in 1824 and lived in Macon, Georgia. His family was owned by a man who liked to gamble. When the man lost a bet, he got money to pay it by selling his slaves. William was sold when he was 16 years old. He was skilled carpenter. The new owner saw that William did good work. He let William make things to earn money for him. Ellen was 2 years younger than William. Her mother was a slave and her father a white slave holder. Ellen's skin was so light that many people didn't realize she had a slave mother. When Ellen was 11, she was given to her married half-sister to work as a servant. When the half-sister moved to Macon, Ellen went with them. There she met William. A decision fueled by love. In time, William and Ellen fell in love. They wanted to be together. Getting married, however, was not easy to slaves. They needed their owner's permission to wed. It married slaves and had decent owners. The couple could not live together. In 1846, Ellen and William got permission and were married for 2 years. The craftiest part, they could see each other only once in a while. They worried that one of them could be sold at any time and sent far away. The Crafts knew that the only way they could live as a family would be to escape to the north. Black people could live freely in states there, but how could the Crafts live without being caught? William had a clever plan. Preparing and planning. William's idea was a daring one. They would travel to Pennsylvania, the nearest free state. Since Ellen's skin was so light, she would pretend to be a white person. William could travel with her as her house servant. There was just one problem. Ellen could not travel as a woman. Women of that time did not travel alone. They certainly didn't travel with a male slave. There was only one way their plan would work. Ellen had to pretend to be a white man. Ellen was afraid at first. If they got caught, they would be punished. She finally agreed when William explained what they would do. The night of the escape, William would cut Ellen's hair short. She would wear special clothes to hide her figure. She would also wear a bandage around her face and green glasses. To complete her disguise, Ellen would wear one arm in a sling. Ellen had never learned to read or write. She could not sign or their travel tickets. A hurt arm would give her the perfect excuse not to sign. Being hurt would also explain why William was traveling with his master. As long as they acted their parts, no one would suspect a thing. The Great Escape begins. The Craft decided to leave on September 21, 1848. William had set aside some money for the trip. The couple acted their owners for a time off at Christmas. Owners often gave slaves a few days to celebrate with their families. The Crafts could leave then and not be missed for days. When the day came, William cut Alice's hair and helped her into her costume. They said a prayer and went into town to buy train tickets to Georgia. Travel at that time was segregated, so they had to sit in separate train cars. There they waited to begin the first part of their trip. Suddenly, William saw someone he knew on the train platform. It was the owner of the shop where William worked. The man had come looking for the Crafts. William ducked down in his seat, shaking with fear. Just as the man reached William's car, the train bell clanged. The man left and William sighed in relief. He was safe. Ellen had a scare of her own. When another passenger sat next to her, Ellen froze. He was a good friend of her own and had known Ellen for years. Ellen sat very still and did not dare look up. The man, though, did not see her. Ellen pretended to be deaf, so she could avoid talking and giving herself away. Setting sail for freedom. The craft reached Savannah, Georgia safely and took a steamer ship to South Carolina. There, they ran into trouble. The clerk did not want to sign for their couple's tickets. Just then, the boat captain from their first ship passed by. They offered to sign for them. They made their final test in Maryland. Slave states that shared the borders with free states had border patrols. These patrols checked for escaping slaves. The Maryland Border Patrol stopped the crafts and would not let them pass. One officer finally took pity on them. He led the craft aboard. They arrived safely in Pennsylvania on Christmas morning, 1848. There they found friends and shelter. Across the ocean to safety. For a while, life was good for the Crafts. They learned to read and write. They went to live Boston, Massachusetts. William and Ellen both found jobs. Their good life did not just last, however. In 1850, a new law was passed. The law made it a crime to protect escaped slaves. Escaped slaves living in free states were suddenly in danger. Two bounty hunters arrived in Boston searching for the Crafts, and the Crafts did have friends. But they grew tired of living in fear. In December 1850, they went to England. The long trip home. The Crafts settled in London and have 5 children. They traveled around England and spoke against slavery. In 1860, William wrote a book about their escape. In 1870, William and Ellen returned to America. Slavery was now against the law in the United States. The Crafts settled in Georgia. They started at a school to teach and help freed slaves. Later, the Crafts moved to South Carolina. They spent their last years living together in peace and freedom, just as they had always dreamed.